You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello, pet lovers. This is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets on Pet Life Radio. Okay, this is for all of you feline cat parents out there. This is a little bit different of a show, but it's going to be so interesting and so informative for you. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Active for Pets is a new wellness platform and app that helps pet parents save time and money on their vet bills. Stop paying for unnecessary vet treatments. Consult with a vet online. Get unlimited access to your pet's entire health history from any computer or smartphone with the Active for Pets app. Vaccinations, medications, test results, and more. Active for Pets gives you access to a team of expert vets for non-emergency care. Make an appointment before, during, or after office hours. Skip the waiting room and get a secure online vet consult on your schedule. Taking care of your pets is as easy as it gets with Active for Pets. Ready to try Active for Pets? Listeners get 40% off a 1-year membership. To get this great offer, use promo code PETLIFE on the sign-up page of active4pets.com. That's ACTIV, the number 4, PETS.com. Or call 888-512-2848.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I would like to introduce Debbie Lifton. She is the president and co-founder of Catopia. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you for having me, Michelle.
Well, we're very excited to have you on. Now, normally we talk about products and things of that nature on Best Bets for Pets, but we do different shows every so often. And for everyone listening, this is one of those kind of different, unusual shows, but it pertains to all of us because Catopia is a nonprofit cat rescue, and that is near and dear to the hearts of many of our listeners. Many of the companies that we talk to do a lot of donations and support for all kinds of rescues and, also shelters. So, Debbie, let's talk about what is Catopia?
Well, Catopia is a kitten and cat rescue in South Florida. 3 people came together, and our mission is really to save the lives of as many abandoned, injured, neglected, and or otherwise unwanted cats and kittens as we possibly can. We also are involved in TNR, which is trap, neuter, and return, so that we can affect the feral cat population here as well, because we have over 1 million cats that live outside in the county that I live in.
So wait, there's over 1 million cats?
Over 1 million feral cats in Broward County.
Oh my gosh, that's just in the county. How many across the nation?
I don't know how many, but there are obviously many millions because people don't spay and neuter. People put their animals outside when they don't want them anymore. So it's a huge problem in certain areas more than others. Obviously, if you live somewhere where it was really cold, it wouldn't be as big a problem as in a warm environment like South Florida, where they can live all year long. There's no snow. It's not freezing temperatures, so they thrive. And if they're not spayed and neutered, they just keep reproducing.
I agree. I'm a big proponent of getting your animals, whether it's cat or dog, spayed and neutered, and cats even more so because a lot of them are outdoor as well as indoor or just outdoor. And what happens when that's, the situation. That's why we have, 1 million cats roaming around without homes in just Broward County. It's a fairly large sized county, but it's only one county out of a whole state. So there must be...
It shocks people.
Yeah, it's shocking, is right. And so what do you do at Catopia?
Well, we rescue many times little kittens that are left outside or are born outside. We take in animals where maybe an owner has died, an owner has to go into a nursing home, they're moving, they've lost their home, And so we take in the kittens, we take in the adult cats, we've taken cats as old as 18, and they are put into either a foster situation in a foster home, or they go to a vet's office where they're fostered there, and we take care of them. They're fully vetted. We make sure they're healthy. They are given up-to-date shots, spayed and neutered if they haven't been, and then we work to get them adopted to forever loving homes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, we mentioned that Catopia is a nonprofit. What is the difference? Because not everybody knows, what is the difference between a nonprofit organization and a, say, shelter?
Well, probably most shelters are also qualified for nonprofit. If you've become a nonprofit, you're what's called a 501(c)(3). You've gone through the IRS, you filled out paperwork, you've gotten approval from them so you can take donations, and the person can have a tax write-off. The same would be true at a shelter. They also are 501(c)(3). All shelters that I know of down here are the same. But a rescue group like ours has gone through all the channels with the government to get approval for what we do. And then we're able to take the donations. The person that makes the donation can then get the tax write-off at the end of the year.
Okay, so let's talk about the fun stuff before we get into more serious about shelters. Now, a lot of the people listening know, and if they listen regularly, know about my test crew. And my test crew, one of them is a cat. And we call him the Dennis, kind of like the Donald, because he kind of is the boss of the house, sort of. And the Dennis, he kind of found us. He was outside the studio meowing one night, and it was a cold night. And we kept hearing meowing, and we opened the door thinking, what's that sound? You know, it sounds like a cat that's cold, and what is that? So we opened the door, and he walked, and he said, "I'm here. Okay, take care of me. I'm here." And, we went to Humane Society to see if there's a chip. We put signs up everywhere, and, he's a mischievous cat, but he's really good. He's very friendly. He gets along with his canine brothers very well. And I think we were like one of the rescuers of one of these cats that somebody moved and just left their cat, which is beyond my comprehension, but I know that's something that exists out in the world. So what has your been experience? Maybe you can share a personal experience of cat rescues, or tell us about your cats.
Well, I could tell you so many different stories. We have a perfect example would be, I just rescued a cat a few weeks ago. Somebody left it in a motel room. They checked out of the hotel, and they left her in the motel. So she was left behind. They did not want her. We went and picked up the cat, and I brought her to my vet's office where she was fully, obviously checked out, taken care of. She's been spayed, and I found a wonderful family who was looking for a cat to take her. But she was left behind. And we've had situations where we have a few cats that, unfortunately, the person died in the apartment, and they were in there with her for a whole week. And they were rescued from there, and they were also brought to our vet's office, because any cat or kitten that we rescue is first seen by a vet to be checked out to make sure that it's healthy. And those two cats ended up, we flew them all the way to San Diego, and they got a new home in San Diego, even though they were found in Florida. And today, actually, we have a little kitten that we took out of animal control. They were going to put her to sleep. Unfortunately, here where I live, there's about a 90% kill rate at the shelters and at animal control. She had an injured paw. They would not spend, obviously, the money to help her. We took her, and we thought possibly she had been injured, but it turned out that it was a genetic issue, and today she's having her whole entire arm and leg amputated, and she'll be a 3-legged cat, and we're paying for that. So otherwise she would not even be here anymore. So we have so many situations where, people leave the animal, somebody dies, they're at animal control, and then we take them and we get them healthy and we get them into their forever homes. In fact, the baby being operated on today already has a forever home, and she's going to be with another kitten that we rescued who also had to have his leg amputated. So this family has 2 3-legged cats.
I think there's a book written about a cat. I think Henry, the cat that has 3 legs or something like that. He's a famous cat. And, I've heard over and over that animals adjust. If they unfortunately need to have a limb amputated, they are really well at adapting.
Adapt beautifully, especially a small kitten. It's very easy for them to adapt to only having 3 limbs. And so sometimes those things just have to happen. and she'll live a healthy, wonderful life now when she recovers from the surgery.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, for people listening that are not, maybe they either can't get to your rescue to Catopia, or they, want to do something in their hometown, what are the ways that they could find a good rescue, a legitimate rescue that is going to have animals that are healthy for them to adopt, or, let them know if there's any issues? How would someone go ahead and find that out?
I think one is they could really Google online in their area for a nonprofit, make sure that they are an IRS registered 501(c)(3) nonprofit, and there'll probably be tons of different rescues in their area. I would say you want one that is going to let you come and see where the animals are being housed. And are they in clean kennels? Are they being kept in foster homes? Or are they in crates in the backyard somewhere? So you want to be able to go see the animals. But I would look online. That's probably your best source of finding. Sometimes people find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. So people will find us that way. People will find us on Pet Finder. So Pet Finder is national. So there are many ways to source that, and all the rescue groups that are nonprofit 501(c)(3) are going to be listed there because they all post their animals for adoption there. And those are some of the ways, but you can really do a lot of the work online looking for, registered rescue groups. And like here in my county, there's probably 100 different ones.
That's great information. Debbie, I've always been a big proponent of rescuing on all of my dogs, and of course my lovely cat, the Dennis, have been rescues. But some people have, ideas that maybe rescuing an animal is not as good as going to a breeder or a store, what have you. And there's nothing against breeders. I have nothing against them, but I just like the idea of getting a rescue, and I really like mixed breeds, cat or dog. But what are some of the things that you could talk about from your experience and your expertise on why people should be okay with, going to a rescue or a shelter?
Well, first of all, they're saving a life, and they're making room to save another. So if someone comes and adopts from our rescue, they've now made room for another animal to be able to be saved. And so when you buy, you really deny a homeless pet a home. And as well as you break the cycle of the pet overpopulation, you adopt a pet that really, the mixed breed, if you look at the research, tend to live longer and cost less in vet visits than when you buy a pure breed animal, because often now they've been inbreeded. So they have more health issues. And I think that the biggest is really that all these animals that have been abandoned or given up or even lost, sometimes they've been lost, they're all unwanted and they're helpless. And it's really not an issue where that they've had behavior problems and that's why they've been given away. We so rarely see that. We more see people moving and leaving them outside, people dying, people going to nursing homes, people just not wanting to care for an animal anymore. We have much more of that than ever a cat that comes to us because it has some kind of a behavior issue. And I think the biggest is they really save a life when they go to a rescue or a shelter. And often, usually, actually, the animal is healthier than when it's bought somewhere where it's come from some kind of a mill situation.
That's great information, and that's exactly some of the ideas that I had even asking that question. I just can't implore enough, unless you want a purebred, and you have the money, because purebreds can be expensive. It's so worth it to check out your nonprofit agencies, your shelters, and your rescue places for cats, for dogs. I've even seen bunnies at the Humane Society, but that's kind of rare.
But if I can add something to that.
Oh, sure.
There are a lot of pure breed animals. Like, there are many rescue groups that are like specific Siamese cat rescue, Persian cat rescue. Even in the shelters, often you will find pure breed animals. People don't realize that because they don't know to look. And you can find, again, all of that. Even on the websites of the animal shelters, you can look at that. You can Google that, a Siamese cat rescue. And so sometimes you can find a pure breed cat without going to a breeder.
Very true, because when I was looking I prefer Border Collie mixes when I look for dogs. We have the dentist, so we're not really looking for another cat. Maybe someday. But there's Border Collie rescue places. There's others. There's, right, like you said, for all types of cats as well. And I have seen in the shelters and in the rescue groups a lot of great animals. And it is wonderful that you're saving a lot. You're saving 2 lives, as you put it, which what's better than that? So for everybody that's listening, some, maybe local to your area, a lot will probably be out there in the world since digital radio is everywhere. What's the best place? I know your website has a lot of great resources. So can you tell us the URL so people can locate you?
There's several ways they can go. First of all, if you're on Facebook, you can go to our Facebook page, Catopia Cat Rescue, and you can like us. And you can see all the animals we have for adoption and all the links that we have about a variety of different subjects. You can go to our website. It's catopiacatrescue.org. You can email us at catopiacatrescue@gmail. And, of course, you can call me. And my number is 954-608-5851. But the best way is probably Facebook, because we do a lot of interaction with Facebook on a daily basis, and we post everything. Like today, if you went on today, you would see all about Anastasia, who's having her leg amputated.
Any update on Anastasia? Is she still in surgery?
She is still in surgery when I was getting on the air with you, but it should be over very soon, and our vet is very skilled, and she has done this before for other animals and for our animals. So I am sure that she is going to be absolutely fine. She'll go into recovery. She'll go to a medical foster first, and then she'll go back to her new adoptive home when she's ready.
So it sounds like there's going to be a really happy ending for Anastasia. So that's
we
great.
try to have a lot of happy endings are always a good thing, yes.
Yeah.
That's why we do what we do, because of the joy that it gives when you see an animal that was abandoned in a new home, happy, and know there's a commitment in that family for life to that animal. There's no better feeling.
Exactly. So for people that are listening and they want to go to your website, can they also, is there a donation area
yes,
set up?
On our website, there is a donation set up, and that's how we do what we do. We cannot exist without donations. We could never take in as much as we spend on the animals. We take really great care of them, so every donation is so appreciated. We're filled with gratitude, whether someone gives us $5 or gives us, 6 figures. It's always a great thing. We use every single solitary dollar we get for the care of the cats. No one has a salary. No one takes any money. It all goes towards the veterinary care, the food, the housing, the adoption, every single dollar. Not one penny is spent on anything other than on the cats. Donations do help, and they can go to their own in their area. I am sure that every single rescue would be thrilled to have a donation. If they can't adopt, maybe they can foster. If they can't foster, maybe they could hold a fundraiser. If they can't hold a fundraiser, maybe they could donate litter, donate food. Whatever they can do is always appreciated and always a blessing.
That's wonderful information. Thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets. It's been a great interview.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank all of my listeners to listening to Best Bets for Pets, and I'd like to thank my guest, Debbie Lifton of Catopia. What great information. There's a lot of cat lovers out there, and this has been just some fabulous information on rescues and shelters, and they're a great place to, look for your pet. So you're saving 2 lives. Why not? And that's how we got the Dennis, and he's a fabulous cat. I'd like to thank my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guests sound great. And for the Dennis, I'd like to thank the Dennis because he's an amazing cat. And I kind of think he rescued us in a way. Gets along with his canine brothers well. He's mischievous, but he's always been so good. So thanks, Dennis. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a short message from our sponsor.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
Amazing Pet Expos is coming to a city near you. Admission is always free, and your pet is welcome. Shopping, adoptions, free nail trims, discounted shots and microchipping, agility, a pet costume contest, and much more. Plus, meet the guys from Animal Planet's hit TV series Tank and Pit Boss. Online at amazingpetexpos.com.
Bring your pets to the Pet Expo.
It's designerpetsweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit designerpetsweaters.com to order your four-legged fashions today. Large or small, we fit them all. designerpetsweaters.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, this is the beauty and the reach of digital radio. My guest is from around the world, and he has a really cool product. All I'm going to give you as a hint is, hola! I'd like to introduce Miguel Rodenas from Planet NFC, and he is visiting with us all the way from Spain. Welcome, Miguel.
Hello. Nice to hear you, Michelle.
Oh, nice to speak with you too. Now, tell us a little bit about your product. It's an interesting product. It's called Meperdi, if I'm saying it right.
Yes, our product is a very interesting badge that you can find your pet. If it's lost, if it's in the street and someone else find your pets and can pass his smartphone through the badges, and immediately phones appear in the smartphone screen and call to the owner of the pet. It's a new system based on the technology NFC that the iPhone 6 and other smartphones have, and you can use in your favorite pets just to locate it.
Okay, so your product is basically, it looks like for folks out there in Radio Land, it's a small circular tag and it has a chip in it so that it's kind of like a GPS locator, if you will, for your pets, if your pets become lost.
Yes, it's a GPS located, but it's for the pet that maybe they are lost. You know, if your pet is in the street and you lost your pet, everyone who finds the pet only with the badge can find their pet, only to pass the smartphone or they take a photo of the screen, the QR code, or just to an ID that the badge have, and you can enter in the website and find a pet. It's a very famous system here in Spain to find our pets, just to prevent that the old people or just the pets didn't get lost.
So this is really a great device if your pet becomes lost, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how did your company think of this?
Well, our CEO, Ruben, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, more or less, found a little pet, a little dog. He went to a vet. The vet tried to discover the owner and Ruben, and they tried to locate it, but they spent 2 hours find the owners. But after that, the owner was maybe 10 meters the house next to the dog. So it was very difficult to him, to Ruben, to our CEO company, to find the owners of the pet. And he is an expert of the NFC technology. So he thinking about create a badge, a tag that have NFC technology and create a system to find the pets more easier, more quickly. Not to go to the pet, try to find the owners. No, just you have to pass your smartphone through the badges and find the owners. You have to register login your pet into a website and just to put the badges in the necklace of your pet. So it's a simple, quickly way to connect lost pet with owners. That's the way who try.
Okay, we're going to come back to more about the NFC technology, but what I wanted to mention was, it's a tag and it's on a collar, and some people, that you put on the collar, and some people might say, well, what if the collar comes off? But, in all of my shows and talking about lost pets and listening to all the shows on Pet Life Radio, most dogs don't lose their collars that are lost. Most dogs, and this is mostly for dogs, but you can use it for cats, right?
Yes, you can use for cats, for other animals.
But most don't lose their collars. Most have either an outdated phone number or outdated ID on the collar where there's no way to get in touch, or they don't have a collar at all.
No, if you don't, this badge don't lose the color, but if with the pass of the year they lose the color, the NFC tag, you don't need only to pass your mask for it. It's like a contactless pay, that it's Apple Pay, like it's similar system. You only have to have a smartphone and pass through the badge. You don't need to have the color or have the ID. The only thing that you need is NFC smartphone. So it's better for you because you don't need to have the color to have the identification with the pass of the year over the pet, with the budget. It's simple.
No, it sounds very simple. I'm talking more about, some people might say that with the little tag that, what if the tag comes off? But the problem is not, for the most part, that tags come off. It's that the tags on the collars are not updated. Or people have information that they cannot get in touch. With your device, it's much easier for people to get in touch and, locate their pet.
No, but the other thing that you have to have updated is your account in meperdi.es, because it works like a social network, like Facebook or Twitter. You have to improve your profile with your pet's information or with your mobile information. You can change your address or for your phone. You don't have any problem with the optimization and with the colors or about anything.
Now, what is NFC technology?
NFC technology is like a contact technology that needs 2 centimeters to connect a smartphone to the badges, and you can get information from a badge from a smartphone only with pass your smartphone with NFC technology. So we apply this technology to the badge to create the product.
Do you have any interesting success stories of finding pets?
Yes, we have a lot of stories about people that wrote us about the Meperdí budget, but I try to remember the best for you. And I remember once that an old woman here in Granada, Spain, called us because he has a naughty cat, a very, very naughty cat, and always the cat was, walk around the neighborhood. But she spent a lot of time to try to find her, to find the cat, and she has a grandson who likes technology and likes NFC technology and buy a Meperdi badge. So he puts on the cat the badges, and all the neighbors in the neighborhood can locate the cat and only pass the smartphone through the badges and call the Mrs. Martinez. Was a very nice old woman here in Spain. So it's a very, very interesting story because it's how to apply new technology to all people trying to find their pets.
It's a great idea and a great product. It's really a good way to, make sure everything's okay. And what if you're traveling? What if your pet is at home with a caretaker, but you're traveling? Can you still go online to Meperdi and check and see? That's Mr. Z, who's in the studio with me making noise. But okay. Can you still check and see if you're traveling where the dog is?
No, you have to pass your smartphone through the budget to have located the pet. You can control your pet is maybe in the kitchen or maybe only if he's lost and someone find the pet. That's the object or the objective to the budget. Connect a lost pet with their owners.
Okay, so it's more for whoever would find the pet would scan the chip.
Yes.
Okay, and it has an ID and information on the back of every tag, so people know what to do. Well, very interesting. Now, you're in Spain. Is this the first type of product from Spain that has Is there any other product like this in Spain? Are you the first developers of this type of product?
We are the first developer in our country, but we are expanding to other countries. We are right now in Chile, we are right now in Colombia, we are right now in Peru, and we are trying to expand to USA because we are looking for distributors that can introduce Meperdi in USA. So we are in very countries, and we have a very success story in that country that I have mentioned it to you. So it's a very, very, very interesting product that we have that can be useful for the people who have a pet.
Yes, it can. And I also think, what does Meperdí mean?
It's I'm lost.
I'm lost?
Yes, a pet can say I'm lost.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm lost. Try to find my owner. It's something like that.
That's great. Well, I like that, it's a Spanish name, and there's a huge amount of, Latin population in the U.S. Huge.
Yes.
And we're based in South Florida, so very large here. So I think the name alone just speaks to a lot of people and is very cute.
Yes.
Now, how did you find out about Pet Life Radio?
My partner didn't get in touch with my life radio because she loves animals like me, and we try to show our product to all the world because we think that it's a very interesting way to connect to all the people right now it's using a smartphone all the time, and why don't use to find our lost pet. So we try to expand our idea to all over the world, and we heard your program also because we like animals, and we have a lot of fans in other countries like Chile, Peru that have heard you and told us that your program was very, very, very good.
Well, I know Pet Life Radio, we are in our largest probably audiences, U.S., but then we go to France and Canada and a lot of other European countries. And you are not my first international call, although I'm very excited to have you on. But I've also done shows from France and Amsterdam, and I know Canada. I'm not sure about other Latin countries. Our reach is huge, and it's a great way on the internet. Like your product is smartphone. We're heading toward better and better technology out there. So why not better technology for our pets?
Yes, you have to try to give the best to your pets. So you have to take care of them, and if they get lost, you have to find it another way. And we are very, very, very proud to our product. We are very proud to try to connect people and their lost pet. And that's you have a lot of fun in a lot of countries as we have to try it.
For everybody listening, if they want to get your product, and I know it's probably not in the U.S. yet, but how would they reach you?
We try to get in the USA soon, so we are looking for distribution. But if you want to take one of these, you have to contact us. You can put on internet meperdi.es and try to connect to us, and we try to send you the people the batch.
Okay, and they could reach you on the website meperdi.es?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can find
and
us.
For everybody listening that doesn't speak Spanish and doesn't understand my interpretation of Meperdi, there will be a link to the website. Just go to Pet Life Radio, Best Bets for Pets. For this show, there'll be a picture of the product and a link to the website as well. Okay, at this time, Miguel, is there anything you wanted to mention that maybe you didn't have a chance to?
No, the only thing that it's very interesting for the people to have another way to identify your pets, to try to don't lose that the people always in the street are in summer. We have the problem in summer in Spain that all the people abandon their pets, they forget the pets, so we try to connect lost pets, lost dogs, lost cats with their owners, and don't try to forget your pets. That's the only thing that I want to say.
That's important. It's so important to have a tool like this to be able to locate your pets. I mean, one of our studio pets, Dennis the cat, We call him the Dennis around here because he thinks he's king of everything. But we found him and he had no collar, no ID, no chip, and nothing. So we put up posters and he's a great cat. He's fantastic. He's so well behaved, but there was no way to identify him. So we became the new owners. He came to us and we said, okay, but if he had a chip or your Meperdi on his collar, then he could have gone back to his owner. So it's important, and it's also important that with the smart technology, the NFC technology, because people will update things, like you said, on their phone and update Facebook and update all these things. But when it comes to the standard collars with the name and phone number, if you move or if you are, say, traveling and the phone number, you're not going to be able to get the call, then it's of no use. Many years ago, I found a dog and the phone number he had a collar on, he had the name and phone number, but the people with the phone, this was many years ago, so before even like cell phones, before everybody had cell phones, so long time ago. But I called and I went to their answering machine, and the people that were taking care of the dog was at their home, had to break into their friend's house to check the answering machine. Now,
Yes.
How crazy is that? And I had the dog for probably 3 days, thought, what am I going to do? And then they finally reached me. But it's crazy because something like this makes it so much easier.
Yes, it's more easier for you and more for the people that you don't have to spend 3 days to find the owner, and you don't have to put a poster in the street. It's an easy way to find the owner, to get the pet to its home, and it's very interesting, and not for us, not for the owners, maybe for the pet, that alone in the street is very dangerous for it.
That's much better. I think it's a great product, great idea. Listeners, you can find out more on the website meperdi.es. Miguel, I'd like to thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling us all about your new product. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle, for the opportunity to speak to your audience, and animate to visit meperdi.es to know more about our badges.
I'd like to thank Miguel for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling us all about Meperdi, a great way to locate your pets using smart technology, specifically NFC technology, all the way from Spain. Well, how exciting! And I'd like to thank the crew, Mr. Z, Nikki, and the Dennis, for testing it out. They did a great job, and nobody was lost. I'd like to thank my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guests sound great, and for my massive thank you so much, audience, for listening to Best Bets for Pets and sending all your comments and everything. We so appreciate it. You can send comments, suggestions, etc. to Michelle at petliferadio.com. That's Michelle, 1L or 2, at petliferadio.com. Keep listening. We have a lot of great, interesting products coming up on Best Bets for Pets.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.